Whether the universal experience of Mario Kart or the Ubuntu specific Super Tux, we all have childhood games. And just to make sure I didn't dream these, let's consider this an archive. So, when you're young and prior to the internet, it's hard to ask for games. See, if you go up to your parents and say, hey, I want Mario, they go, oh, okay. And generally speaking, if it's the new Mario game, it's pretty easy to find. And even if it's not the new big Mario game, then I don't really know if you're going to be disappointed in the result of the mistake. But there are some games that are much less like that. So, when I asked my parents for the game Littlest Pet Shop on the DS, it's not as easy. You see, playing it for a whole 10 minutes on my neighbor's DS was life-changing, and I was like, yo, Mom, Dad, can I have this for Christmas or my birthday? I forget which. And so you can imagine my then little heart shock into my now not that much bigger heart's complete understanding when it was not the right cartridge. I remember clearly pulling this game boxless out of the bag and being so excited and playing it and going, I don't think this is the right one. I had no idea there were multiple. Like, we didn't have the internet, or even with the internet, I have no idea which game it was that my neighbor even had. I looked it up. I think it was Littlest Pet Shop Friends on the DS, one of those ones. Because the only thing I remember in the game is going up and down this ski lift to get kibble, and then there was this big hill. See, whatever magic that game held in, it somehow was miles beyond what I ended up getting, which was Littlest Pet Shop 3, Biggest Stars Blue Team. Because, upon looking up this game, it apparently has 3 different versions of Littlest Pet Shop 3 Biggest Stars. There's Blue Team, Pink Team, and Purple Team. Which, 1, just proves how little I know about this, or knew about this. 2, who does Littlest Pet Shop think they are? Pokemon? And 3, fun fact, Littlest Pet Shop 3 Biggest Stars was the only Littlest Pet Shop video game franchise that didn't get a Wii version. Which I honestly find hilarious. Like, of course, that was the one I ended up getting. So this game released back in 2010, and apparently was sold for $30. I am unsure if that is a pack that included all 3 games, or if it was just the one. Because I think it was just the one, which I will tell you, in no world should this game be $30. A factory-sealed copy of Littlest Pet Shop 3 Biggest Stars of Blue Team costs $50 now through Walmart, which is nuts to me that it even is somehow being still sold through Walmart after 15 years, despite the fact that I have never seen anyone talk about this game ever. Most of the reselling things range from like 14 to 20 bucks, and that only kind of surprises me because the Littlest Pet Shop's collectors are actually insane. Knowing that there are 2 other games actually makes the intro to this game make a bit more sense. So, immediately, you open this game and you are met with this. This is almost trippy, almost bad animation, almost scary intro, and immediately you are locked in. Aside from this dude. This dude literally always creeped me out. This shot right here, this has haunted me for over a decade. But yeah. You see here all the 3 teams are being represented. For some reason, that never really clicked in my mind that there was a possibility of games about the other teams in the intro. I think I was just like, oh cool, I'm blue. Blue is the coolest color, and there's a star on it. Therefore, this is clearly the best choice. And young Axel? Yeah, I mean, you're totally right about that. I just kind of assumed that the other teams were just the ops, which is also interesting because I was fine that they all tied in the intro, but now I'm thinking, of course they all tied because the intro stayed the same no matter which of the 3 games you bought. So therefore, you obviously couldn't show partiality to one team to the intended audience of the 7-year-olds. So after this cutscene, it goes into the game, which follows the plot of these pets who all want to join the blue team in what is essentially like the Olympics for the Littlest Pet Shop. And so you have your variety of characters, which all in all equals 10 different pets. You can name all the pets yourself and dye them different colors and accessorize them in actually kind of cute outfits for what their models look like, and like the outfit and models actually meld together pretty well and it doesn't look terrible. And I'm really, really glad that you can do that because you can really do a lot to make these characters your own. Not dialogue-wise, because dialogue, sorry, this game... This game is for 7-year-olds, so it is what it is. You say things like, ooh, possum, and perfect, and it's like, okay, you know, it was the 2000s and 2010s, kids ate that stuff up, apparently, or companies said they ate that stuff up, that's all I'll say about that. But you take these characters, you run around, you make recipes, you spin a wheel, and pray. You pray that you get the new fabric color. Then you feed your pets and enter them into competitions, which are all assorted kinds of mini games that had no business actually being functional. Like, this game may not have been what I wanted, and it wasn't Littlest Pet Shop 2, and to this day I wonder what the other game may have been like, because I think those unmet feelings were really just caging me off from realizing this game was not good or life-changing by any means, but it's good. I just think I've been, treating it fairly because I just feel so much like I wanted the other game. Because from a plot standpoint, I just have to wonder how on earth your characters are able to just walk into these kinds of competitions. And that really set up my child's mind's understanding of reality for failure, thinking you could just enter things because you wanted to. And at the beginning of every single one of your official competitions, you get this goofy little cutscene of some other pet biffing it. That, at the time, I found really funny, and even that was an aspect of the game that made me want to replay it over and over. Again, those off-brand companies, well, not off-brand, it's Hasbro, but when those games that are not strictly like Nintendo licensed are essentially not lead title names like Zelda or Mario or Sonic or Little Big Planet, like when a toy company or movie company makes their video game remake, it just shocks you when it really works, because, even Sonic doesn't work. And this game works. There is a lot of back and forthing in the game, like a lot. It is not funny how much running around you have to do, because the game has to have length, and just playing minigames isn't going to cut it for a story mode. But it's fun. It's a bit painstaking, but it's fun. In the side stuff, there's coloring pages too, and which you can imagine how good those look being done on a DS screen in the car by a 10-year-old. Not gonna lie, I probably cooked. This game is really nothing special. It's definitely not worth over $10, but I think it's a decent game. It entertains, and that's what games based off of brands are supposed to do, right? And it's a plus because this game is actually functional. The minigames are somewhat addicting too, just like all minigames should be. But the game would do this thing where if you beat a record, it wouldn't say new record, it would say new world record, which made me ask my older sister, hey, did I beat everyone in the world? And she would go, I don't know. So don't let this childish game fool you. I'm sure there's some super hardcore Littlest Pet Shop 30-year-old fan who is beating us all on the actual world records. So don't take this game too seriously. If you want to dye your raccoon puke green and then put him in a giant orange top hat, go ahead. Enjoy the semi-creepy animation and angles of your pets that for some reason make you feel really uncomfortable when you pet them, and naming your animal something like poo-poo or fleas or literally whatever. But do not expect a masterpiece, and do not expect to enjoy yourself when your pet gets butterflies for the 10th time before a competition, and you have to run around and decide that you have to go get them food, or when they decide they need a lucky hat just because to make them win, even though they're just fine without it. But find the little happiness in what matters.